And can you record it on your end too?
Let me see. Record. Yeah.
Okay.
Record it? I'm recording.
Please. Yeah, we're both recording. We're both good.
I hit record. It says, it says recording. I'm not sure where it's recording to, but it says recording.
No problem. Yep.
We'll figure it out.
Yours is just the backup and mine's already going. So
perfect.
Thank you everybody for joining us here. Kevin, thank you for arranging this with me. We're here with Kevin Markarian. Kevin has been a member of ours and a friend since 2017. And that was like 5 years ago. Kevin, was it 5 or 6 years ago? 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21? 4 years.
Time flies.
Whew, yeah. So you've been with us 4 years, and you and I got to know each other very quickly as well. You were, you still have a brokerage in the Bay Area, and you've got 100 independent agents. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
100 independent agents. You've got another brokerage as well in the same state that you are building as well. So needless to say, you have a lot. You have an amazing presence. You have a lot going on. A lot of people in production, and you've done some really creative things with lead gen, and that's a big passion of yours, and generating leads online. And actually, it really impressed me when you and I were catching up yesterday. We had met in 2017 when you were working with us as a member, and I didn't even realize until you told me yesterday that you had only started that brokerage 2 years before, just because the level of success that you'd had is amazing, and that just speaks to your marketing talent and your ability to scale. And that's what I'm excited to have you here with us today. And we're in a time where seller leads are extremely valuable. It's inventory is so low, and you've dialed in some unique ways that you could generate leads and basically market to your database using Agent Legend in a creative way to get basically all the seller leads that you can handle, right? So that's why I'm calling this Generating All the Seller Leads You Can Handle with Kevin Markarian. So man, thank you for being transparent with us. I understand you're gonna share with us the Agent Legend campaign that's working. Just step us through it, and also talk to us about your database. I know you're using Follow Up Boss, and just how you get your leads, and anything you want to tell us about creatively about how you make this work. So
absolutely, and thank you for having me. And I've been a big fan of Agent Legend and what you've accomplished with the company and all the great features and tools that are available to us as customers of Agent Legend. It's been a big part of our success, and just leveraging automation and technology is crucial to the growth of any company or any business, individually as an agent or as a company. And it's, in our industry, it's for me was really just trying to get away from the roller coaster ride of any real estate career. Is just to get away from that up and down. So how do we do that? And that's by creating a flow of leads and creating conversations that are happening kind of all the time, so that when I'm out on appointments, I know that things are taking place and that there's future business is being cultivated. And so something like Agent Legend has allowed us to do that. And right now, being that sellers are so valuable, working with sellers, buyers, and we're going to get into the specifics, of course, but like buyer leads are very accessible traditionally with online marketing, online leads. Like there's lots of companies that provide buyer leads. But now, and there aren't very many that offer seller leads. And we're going to talk about a couple that are interesting. And then also how to just kind of create the opportunities on your own. And that's a little bit of what we've done, and combining the purchasing of leads through companies that provide them for sellers, and then also creating our own opportunities within our own databases and things like that. So,
man, that's so exciting, being able to, just pull back the curtain and show us what's working for you. Oh. I see you've got your Agent Legend campaign open. Can we start there and just look at, if you just kind of want to take us through how you generate these conversations using Agent Legend through your database?
Yeah, sure.
And then we can get into the anything you want to share with us about the
Okay.
database itself, but please, yeah.
So, well, with the Agent Legend campaigns, it's really just what works is just thinking about the consumer, the client, like the person that's receiving the message. You know, put yourself in their shoes. And there's lots of great campaigns inside of Agent Legend. And like I'm pretty sure they're available, right? Like you have a bunch of like existing ones.
Yeah, we have a library that actually, you know, whatever we have comes from our members like you who have success with something and then share it.
So this is one that we just put together that works. I mean, the idea is I want to get a response. I just want to create a conversation. And unless they tell me stop or don't call me, even if they say I'm not interested, like that is an opportunity to create a conversation, because then I can ask a question as to why. Like, why are you not interested? What is it about whatever circumstances you're dealing with that causing you to not be interested? Because there's an opportunity as a seller right now to do this, this, and this, because the market's so strong. So really it's just about creating conversations. And so what we, here's just the campaign. So pretty straightforward. This is to sellers. This particular campaign is for properties that we're purchasing, okay? But it doesn't matter. Like you can exchange a couple words and use it on a listing as well. So but with this particular one is we're talking about, you know, buying properties from people. But so let's say you have no interest in buying property. You're like, oh, I can't relate to this. I'm not going to use this campaign. I don't get it. Well, of course, there are other campaigns that you can use that are specific to listings. But if you aren't using these types of campaigns, you're missing out, okay? Because number one, I think agents should be buying properties, but that's not the point. The point is you should be at least representing buyers that buy properties, okay? So if you're not representing if you are representing buyers that buy properties, this is a great campaign for you to use, because you can ask them if they're interested in an offer on their home, whatever. So just want to kind of like start with that before we get into it, because it's not exactly like listings, but again, you can lead it into a listing, right? Like if someone says, would you want an offer on your home? In what we're doing, we want to make the offer. But if I was an agent, and we are agents, like if they don't want us to buy the property, then we'll go ahead and list it for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so absolutely. And just to give you, just so that you feel comfortable, please like take us through what worked for you, and don't worry about translating it to people who might be doing something different, because this will make a lot of sense, and the interpretation will make sense too. But so just I know you chose to share this because it's working for you. So just go ahead and just talk us through how it's working.
Perfect. I just didn't want to confuse anyone or anything. So basically, like what we do is we'll send an email. So what I like to do, and I'm curious also to hear from you, and this is like, guys, we're just kind of off the cuff here now, right? Because we didn't script any of this. So it's all about just playing around and coming up with different things that work. So this campaign may change tomorrow. This campaign may change in the future. And I would just kind of mention to everyone that you don't have to stick to like something that doesn't work. You can change it, play around with it. So with this, when we send these emails or when we send these messages, I try to always, if I send a message and then let's say I send a follow-up message, if they don't reply, I always reference the previous message. So for example, if I send an email like this one, says, hi, are you looking for a home? Or are you looking for an offer on your home? And these are people that we've defined as potential sellers through opt-ins and through things that they've done with us that have indicated that they're interested in selling. So I kind of already know that they're somewhat interested, okay? And so it just says, hey, first name, this happens to be from one of our sales reps. It's Ashley Coates. I'm following up on a letter that I sent you recently about this property. Okay, so obviously we're sending letters. Would you consider selling if the price was right? I'm not looking to lowball you or waste your time. It's just a great market right now for homeowners, and I'm looking to buy. This one happens to be in Kansas City. So I know so many sellers in Kansas City that have chosen to take advantage of this amazing sellers market. Please email me back or text me and then there's a number, and then Ashley. So That's the email.
And is Ashley your assistant, or is Ashley like on your
she
team
works on my team.
this?
She's on my team, and she's responding, and she's part of my team that we are working with to buy property in Kansas City.
Nice.
We've, like I said, like we start with the offer to purchase, and then we like secondary is like, plan B is, okay, we'll list it for you then. And so when we meet with those people, it's like, okay, plan A is, look, we'll buy it from you as is, no issues. You know, you don't have to do a thing. We'll give you fair market value, whatever that is today, based on the condition of the property. Or if you want to go through this process of listing it and we'll do all this for you, we show you our marketing. It's almost like it's like, where else? You have no other place to go. I also tell them, I think this is very important. By the way, the messages I had sent you, I don't say it right. I don't say this until I meet them. When I meet them and I'm doing the presentation, by the way, remember that message I sent you earlier, that email and those text messages? Those were automated, by the way. Okay. Just so you know, we leverage technology. So I'm going to be doing similar things, not, you know, maybe not exactly the same thing, but similar things to target specific buyers for your property, because we know how to find them and we know how to target them and we know how to get them talking so we can get the most amount of money for your home. How does that sound? Okay.
Wow. So you actually tell them that as part of your, this is part of your like sales process. When you're talking to somebody, you tell them that.
Oh yeah.
I have not heard that before. This is the first time I'm hearing anybody that did that. And does it, I mean, it must go well. Does it go well when you tell them that? Because I guess you're showing off your tool set, you're showing off your expertise that like,
that's because like, I'll be like, look, like we got you, right? Like you're now I'm here, I'm sitting in front of you, right? It works. So, and we're going to do the same thing for you. And what I find is that they get like excited, you know, people get, oh, wow. You know, so it's cool. And it just kind of shows, like you said, your skill, your marketing prowess, your ability, and you're going to use those tools for them. And it's all part of the package. And that you told me that nobody says that makes me feel great, because I know we're crushing. That's why we're crushing the competition, quite frankly.
Yeah. That's
so
awesome.
Don't be afraid.
So they get the email.
They get the email.
I'm with you.
Okay. They get the email. So let's just say right now we haven't had any conversation with them or anything. They get the email. Then 27 minutes later, and why 27 minutes? I don't know. I just whatever. It's arbitrary, right? I don't want to send it exactly at the same time. The idea, what we want with these campaigns is we want it to seem like it's real. My thought is I want it to seem like somebody's actually sitting there writing it. And, you know, the reality though is like now more and more people are using automation, stuff like that. So people are starting to get it, but you can still pull it off. And I think we do an okay job in that. And so we don't want to send it exactly at the same time. Send it 27 minutes later. I don't want to send it at 25, 20. I don't want to use round numbers, because if anyone's like super smart, they might catch on, even though they probably won't, but that's just my own thing. I would catch on, but I'm a marketer, you know? Yep. So 27 minutes later, like I said, we always try to reference the previous message that we sent. So, hi, my name is Ashley Coates. I'm a real estate investor. Very, very straightforward, like nothing to hide. I sent you an email earlier, so I'm referencing the email. Have you ever considered selling your home? I'd like to make an offer. So very straight to the point, like direct, and there's no like, that's it. Okay. So, hi, my name is Ashley Coates. I'm a real estate investor. I sent you an email earlier. Have you ever considered selling your home? I'd like to make an offer. One thing that I use, and you've probably heard this before, is I actually use like capitalization strategically. So I might like capitalize 2 letters, kind of like this, you know, and leave it like that.
Like a misspelling. Like
a misspelling maybe, or like I might go like that or something. You know, the idea again is I want to make it seem real. So it's, you know, and if I'm just shooting off a text message really fast, like I might make a mistake, and people, it's understandable. I don't want to seem like I'm not intelligent, right? So I don't want to make like obvious, like horrible, like bad errors, you know what I mean? But I'll make like these kinds of errors on purpose. And, you know, so those are some things that just kind of little strategies there. So then that's day one. Day two, so what I like about Agent Legend is that if they reply, it turns off, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. All right. So that's what I like. So if they reply, my campaigns, I can sleep good. I know that my campaigns stop. And that's great, because a lot of other service providers, I've been doing texting and this kind of thing for a long time, they don't turn it off. And that sucks, because as you're sending out a lot of messages, like that's a really big thing for Agent Legend, because I know that Agent Legend is going to turn it off. And like, I always want to double check, because like you just saw, I want to make sure, because I don't want these messages going out and everything when they've already replied, because then it's kind of awkward. Then it's obvious that it's automated. It's bad. So then if they haven't replied, day two, I'm kind of not big on like overly sending emails, just because like most people don't always check email. I'm more of like I think TextNet right now. Texting is where it's at. Also Messenger and stuff like that for, if I'm going to be doing communication, if they don't reply here. But so I'm going to try to stick to texting. And so what I'll do the next day is I'll send a text at 8:47 a.m. Early, kind of in the morning, before the day, maybe like right when they're kind of getting their day started, like they're still, not so much in super work mode. They're not focused on their day yet. They're kind of like maybe still available, still can respond to like, text. So hi, it's Ashley. I sent you a message yesterday. Again, so I'm referencing the earlier previous message. Would you be open to an all cash offer on your home? I can make a fair market offer. Okay.
Wow.
So again, is like, I'm just trying to put myself in the other person's shoes, like, and would you be open to all cash offer? So why? Okay. First, all cash offer makes it seem, I think that, people are serious. They're able to move fast, whatever, like they're ready, they're available, they can close fast. Okay. But so when you hear someone say all cash offer, what's the next thing? Like as agents, we always have these clients that think that if they have all cash, they're going to be able to lowball somebody. Right.
Right.
So like people are kind of trained in that. And it's just like humans, like our society, they think like, oh, if I'm going to pay cash, I'm going to be able to negotiate. So that the sellers think that too, right? They're people just like everybody else. So if they see someone saying, I want to make an all cash offer on your home, and I just leave it there, they're going to think, oh, this person's going to lowball me. Right. So I want to already kind of put that to bed. So right after I say, would you be open to an all cash offer on your home? I could make a fair market offer. So I'm already like stopping that thought. And I'm saying to them that I'm like reasonable. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of obviously psychology with this, it's like you just have to think about who the other person is, who you're sending this message to, and what they might be thinking. Okay. So 8:47, we send a text message. Then, so I leave it with a message with a question, right? Would you be open to an all cash offer on your home? I can make a fair market offer. So the thing is, now you see another text at 9:01 a.m. You might be thinking like, man, this person's like hounding them, right? But really, I'm not, because what I'm doing in this text is I'm doing like what's called a nudge text. And I think our good dear friend Tristan told me about this.
Yeah.
And so the idea is like you send someone a message, they don't reply. 15 minutes later or so, send them another quick little nudge text saying, let me know. And this actually gets tons of responses. It works because it's kind of, again, it's like the world we live in. If they're not like, by this point, if they haven't said stop, their likelihood of them saying like unsubscribe or stop, I think, I don't know, maybe it's lower, I think, but I don't know. I haven't actually tested it, but.
Yeah, the important thing that I like about this is that it's human. Like, I mean, it's what you would actually do yourself. Like, it's the way people text, right? Friendly, wait a couple minutes, be like, hey, it is the nudge. Yeah, Tristan said that real well. Yeah.
If somebody by this point, the point is like this person that hasn't told me to like screw off yet is probably like I think is like more of like a chillax kind of person. Like maybe they're not like, leave me alone. They're not intense like in that way. It's kind of, it seems like if they've, some of those people just like right away, they slam you, like, leave me alone, get out of here. Like so they're not there yet. They're not there yet. They're not this type of person, I don't think, because they would have already said it to me. So in this situation, I'm saying, let me know. I'm putting the ball in their court. It's like I don't know. I feel like they tend to reply back. That's the point. I don't have to go too deep in the psychology part of it, but they tend to reply back on this. And you could do this earlier too. Like you could do it in your first message, but we do it in our second day. Okay. And I put a little smiley face at the end because, just want to kind of keep it light. Like you said, like a person's doing it. And that's really cool that Agent Legend actually includes emojis. And, it's important because again, it's about communicating on a human level, communicating in a informal kind of like conversational manner. And yeah, it's nice. And one thing you'll notice is they're not super long text messages. And one thing I noticed with you too, with Agent Legend, that this is like must have been a new feature that you kind of warn us, like you don't want it to go too long. Yeah. And that's another really great thing that the Agent Legend has to offer is like, you guys know by the number of messages that have been sent and the replies, you guys have a great database of knowledge, right? Like that you can see what messages work, what don't work. And so, and that you guys kind of remind us that, hey, you don't want to send a text message that's too long is important because, it's like, think about it. You're getting a text message and it's 4 pages. Like, who is this person that's texting you? Like, leave me alone, right? You need to send your message. You need to be able to convey your message in like 2 or 3 sentences, short, right? Quick, fast. Like, so, yeah. So we always try to keep
this is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see mine. It's like 1, 2, 3, few sentences. Keep it in that one box, because also people might have like different types of phones, depending on their phone that they have. They might go into 2 messages, like, how it kind of like spills over. You end up getting 2 texts. You don't want that. You want to just try to keep it all in one, keep it short and to the point. Okay. So,
and that's all you do on day 2. You just send those 2 text messages. They already got your email and text message the day before. So now I guess you find that if you leave them to respond the rest of the day, they get the whole day to get back to you if they want to, right? Before you, it looks like you're skipping a day and then you go into day 4, right?
Yeah. So I kind of want to just like take the foot off the gas a little bit, like chill out, not be so just overwhelming with messages. So the first day you get 2, and let me see what time. I forgot. I don't know if we have a time on this. Don't think we could do a time, right?
Well, you have it ready to go out immediately. So it's as soon as you import the lead into the.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. So once we kind of say go, I can choose the time I say go. So yeah, we usually send these in the morning. Late in the evening is okay too, but yeah. So in 2 days they've got 4 messages. They've received 4 messages from us. So that's like a good amount, So then I'll lay off that whole day. So they have the whole day the second day, they have the whole day the third day, and then they pretty much have the whole day the 4th day. I wait until 4 o'clock to send them a voice message, and see if I can play the voice message. I don't know if it's from me, if it's from someone else. It might be from me. Let's see.
Hi, this is Kevin Markarian. I work with Ashley Coates, and we've been trying to reach you regarding your home. Just wondering if you have some time to chat. Please give me a call back when you get a chance. Love to chat with you and hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks. Hi.
Oops, that's it. So,
is that you? It doesn't sound like your voice.
Yeah,
it's you.
That's me. Amazing. Yeah. So again, it's me. So I've been getting messages from Ashley. So if I'm a guy on the phone, doesn't sound like somebody named Ashley, most likely. So I reference that I work with Ashley, and the reason I do that is we want to make it seem like we're like a team, so we wanted to make it seem like we're professional. Like, I work with Ashley. We've been trying to reach you on this home. We had a cash offer, we said earlier. So it's like these guys kind of know what they're doing. They're not going to waste my time. They're professionals, right? So that's kind of the idea behind that. And then it also sets up the future for, we have other people on the, like are on the ground that are out there meeting, stuff like that. Anyways, this is for like big teams. If you don't have a big team, just do it yourself. It's fine. You don't need somebody else to do it. But you could if you want. It's either way. But so anyway, so leave that voice message. I don't leave a phone number on purpose because the number that they see on their phone is the one they're going to call back.
Yep.
So then day 4 and then day 5.
So the next day.
So they got one at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The next morning they get a text. Just wanted to check back in with you. I hope I haven't dropped the ball. Are you still interested in selling your home? Thank you. So
nice.
Remember, most of these guys, we sent them a letter, and a lot of them have replied back. And so we're messaging them. So I want to make it seem like I hope I haven't dropped the ball. And so then it also sets up, like, if they call me back and like, hey, why do you keep sending me messages? I can always fall back on, I just didn't want to drop the ball. I wanted to make sure that I got back to you. I wanted to make sure. And then this is something that always works. Cause I mean, I've probably done like 1 million phone calls, like literally. And one of the things that people freak out on, like agents get little, concerned of making calls because they don't want people to get back and be upset and call them like, why do you keep calling me? So one thing that you can use is you can say, hey, like, a lot of agents, a lot of my colleagues, like they say that their clients complain because they don't hear back from their agent. So, the thing that's very important to me is communication and responding back to my clients. So, the reason I kept reaching out to you is because I don't want to drop the ball. I want to make sure that I'm answering your questions and responding to you in a timely manner. So, and by the way, if I end up working with you and you end up, choosing me to list your home, I'm going to be doing the same things with buyers that inquire about your house. So I make sure that we're not missing out on any opportunities for you. We're maximizing the opportunity and getting you the most amount of money for your home. And that. So that's kind of like,
That's awesome, man. That's really powerful.
Yeah. And on all these, everything is like, you just have to think ahead, it's like, think ahead. Like, so whenever we're doing our messaging, we're just anticipating potential responses and then how we're going to respond to that to make us look good. So all this is just to try to make ourselves look good and put ourselves in the best position to be successful and be able to answer, like be able to have an answer, because we don't want to. And that's part of like the repetition and going down another path of just practicing and being ready to respond. And, Costas, you and me, and I don't want to go too crazy sidetrack, but we talk about we're both into sports, and you're into mixed martial arts and things like that. And in mixed martial arts and sports, drilling is very important and practicing is very important. Why? Because if you're in a situation like in a live match or something, you have like a split second to make a decision, and that decision can impact the entire outcome of the match. And how you make that decision needs to be instinctual, because if you hesitate, you're done. So it's the same thing with this communication when we're talking with our clients and everything. We have to be ready to answer fast. You can't hesitate. You don't want to be in a position because once that hesitation happens, you get them on the phone after all this effort you're putting in, and then you talk to them and you make, it's like you could lose the whole thing. So the point is just work. This is, first of all, these things that we're doing here is to get you in front of people, to get us in front of people so we can get and build those relationships. We don't want to continue. Like, I don't want to just stay in this world of texting and digital world, because you're never going to get anywhere that way. Like I find a lot of agents, sometimes they'll do these automation messages and stuff and they get like good responses, but they just keep going down the automation path. They keep going down like texting still. Like it's like this is to get you face to face. This is to get you, connected with people. So don't get lost in this world of automation, digital advertising. Like the whole thing is this is a bridge to get you to the point of like face to face. So anyway,
that's fantastic. Thank you.
I digress, my friend. Okay. So then this is day 5. They get the text message at 8:53 a.m.
Oh, wow. And then you go straight to day 22. So that's what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
About
then
a
at
little
that
more
point,
than 2 weeks.
yeah, like after 5 days of like fairly, you know, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages in 5 days, 6 touches in 5 days. It's a good amount, you know. And if they haven't replied at this point, I'm gonna assume they're not really interested. They haven't said to stop. They haven't said to take me off your list. They haven't said they haven't said anything, because like we talked about earlier, if they do say something, Agent Legend turns it off. So if they've gotten to this point of the campaign, then it's not a bad sign. Like, it's not great, but it's not bad either. So I wait a few weeks, and in between day 5 and day 22, you might want to just pick up the phone and call them. You might want to send another letter. But day 22, did you get a cash offer?
I like that as an email.
Hey, it's Kevin, or hey, John, their first name, whatever their name is. It's Ashley again. I'm still looking for a home to buy in your area. Do you still have a home for sale? Oops, we actually misspelled sell. That one I don't want to.
But you did that on purpose.
No, actually, on that one we didn't. Actually, wait, it's not. Actually, that's correct. Do you still have a home to sell? Never mind. We're good. If not, do you know anyone that's interested in selling? I'm looking to pay fair market value and won't waste anyone's time. I look forward to introducing myself to you. Please reply to this email or contact me at this. So at this point, I'm kind of like saying, okay, this person's probably not interested. I'd still love to be able to help them and sell their home, but I'm like kind of saying, look, if you're not interested, I get it. But if you know anyone else that's interested, I'd love to talk with them. So trying to go in for the referral here.
Yeah.
Last ditch effort, you know? And then that's it. That's the campaign. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man. And we've had some pretty.
Let me ask you, just while it's on my mind, you don't have to jump and show us because I know we're short on time, but do you have scenarios where people respond to you and it's like they're not an A lead, they're a B lead? So if someone responds to you like this, you move them to another Agent Legend campaign, a different one, or maybe these people, they're C leads, right? Or they didn't respond, so you move them to a total different one. Do you do that?
Yeah. So this one, these are for obviously people that we've not really spoken with.
Yeah.
But we have campaigns for a lot of different things. I mean, we even have campaigns for people that are like in contract, people that just different scenarios. You can create campaigns, and that's the beauty of Agent Legend, is you can create campaigns for pretty much anything. Like we're working on a campaign right now for our own agents, you know, when they join our company, and sending them messages, kind of just thanking them or just, you know, reminding them of things or whatever. And it's just really nice to use this type of technology to stay in communication with people. And one thing we didn't mention, and that it's probably something that we don't even think about because we use it so often, is just the merge fields. The merge fields are awesome. You know, like the opportunity to include people's unique information, and just by plugging that in there is great. So yeah, I mean, so we do have different campaigns for different scenarios. Like, let's say somebody does reply here, but then we're not able to connect with them, you know, after the fact, whatever. Yes. Like, so the nice thing is you can create campaigns for just about anything.
That's awesome. And you were telling me there's 2 other points, and I know we don't have that much time, but whatever you're comfortable sharing with me on this is, you were using Follow Up Boss, and you said you were generating these leads from a couple different places. I don't know. Is it just your database? Like, is it just a portion of your database that you decide is right for leads like this? How do you decide what kind of leads to put into this campaign? I know you do it in Follow Up Boss and you automate it, right?
Yeah. So first, so leads that you're purchasing. So one place that we've been buying leads that you guys might want to consider is, we've been buying rejected refinance leads. So if you think about people that are attempting to refinance their home and they get rejected for that refinance, there's usually two reasons why people go to refinance their home. It's well, it's one main reason. It's a financial purpose. So either they want to reduce their interest rate to get a lower payment, or they want to pull cash out of the equity that they have in their home. And if they're unable to do that, they still have the problem. The original problem still exists. They want the financial, right? So if they've just rejected for a refinance and they have this financial issue, let's say that they need money, they need to reduce their payment, they need to pull money out of their house. What is a natural next step for someone like that? They want to maybe sell their house, right? Let's say they need the money for whatever reason. So that's a really great source for us.
Gosh, that is so clever. That's another thing that I have not heard, from our community yet. Do you do you want to keep it to yourself, or are there resources? I wouldn't even know where to start thinking about. Do you have anything that is worth sharing, or you want to?
Yeah.
Would you rather not?
No, you can look into it. The company is called Fix and Flip. I think it's called Fix and Flip. Fix and Flip Leads.
Cool. Fix and Flip, A&D, right?
Yeah, Fix and Flip. And if you mention either me, or maybe they mention you or me, they might be able to get a discount. We can send them like a link or something.
Cool. Yeah, no, this is the first time I'm hearing about anything, and thank you for sharing this that's really cool.
Yeah.
And all the times that you and I talked, I didn't realize that there was something like that, but that's very smart. Thank you for sharing that with the people that are listening, because that's gold, man. So rejected refi leads are clearly in a good place to be motivated. And if you can come at them with the right message like this, you use that. Is there any other kind of lead, or like, is there a portion of your list that you wouldn't include on this? Or is this something that you would put in, like, would you put everybody in your database on this, or there's some people that you'd leave out strategically? Of
course, first, like, you want to make sure people have opted in. But like another good place is your own sphere of influence. So a lot of the agents that I talk to are, they want to focus on their sphere of influence, but are unsure on how to access it in a organized fashion. So how do I get all my sphere of influence in one place? Like, what do? I write them down. I think of their names. So one place where all your sphere exists is right here on your phone, right? And there's an app that I use that's called MC Backup. And it allows you to extract all the contacts out of your phone within seconds. I can show you real quick. I think it's like $5 for the app.
Wow.
I talk about the app so much. It's right here. So where is it? Right? You guys see?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So there's all my contacts. How many contacts is that?
9,300. Okay.
So now I'm going to hit export right here. Boom. So now it's exporting all my contacts. Bam. Done.
Cool.
Now
I saw my name.
Did you really?
No. I know it was in there.
What kind of vision is that? Then I can email this to myself, and I basically have a CSV file. Now I have that CSV file. I can put it into a Google sheet. Those people as far as I'm concerned, those are my sphere. I have the right to reach out to them.
So that's your sphere of influence, and you would create you would just create a version of this campaign that's suitable for these people whom you know, and it's you checking in with them. That's great.
Check in with them, just circle back. Like, real estate is not about who you know. Real estate is about who you know that knows what you do. And I got that quote from somebody else, and I wish I'm not the person that came up with it, but it's a really, really true. I mean, how many of us see a sign next door for sale, and it's not us? It's because they didn't know. A lot of times it's because they didn't know us, right? They didn't know that we exist. And sometimes they do know, and then they do it anyways. That's a different story. But real estate's not about who you know, it's about who you know that knows what you do. So if I have my entire sphere, and I have them in a database, they should all know what I do.
And so let me ask you, you think of those, I know you've thought about this, you've done this. you think of all those people on your phone, some of whom, I mean, you know, it's your sphere, right? Some of them are your closest friends and family. Others are acquaintances that you met who happen to be in your phone. What is the kind of messaging, just off the top of your head, what is the kind of messaging or translation of this messaging, high level? Like, what's the hook that you'd feel comfortable? Like, it's you reaching out to all the people on your phone. Can you just give me, just off the top of your head, like just give me like a message that you feel feels good with you, that resonates? That
first thing you want to do is like separate the list based on your relationship with them and like how close you are. And like, I'm not going to set my, like, you know, my aunt that, like, let's say I talk to every other day or something, and tell her, like, you know, there's going to be certain messages for certain people. So spend the time to go through the list. And then usually if I send a message, it's kind of like in an apologetic tone. It's someone that I haven't spoken with in a long time. Like, hey John, it's Kevin. Hey, a long time no talk. I'm really sorry. I haven't reached out. I haven't connected with you in a while. How's it going? How's everything going with you? Right. And then let them reply. And just just sync up, like reconnect in a personal way. There's like an acronym, and I try to remember what it is. I'll have to get it to you later, but it's basically just like checking in, like following up. Like, I think it's called FORM, like family. I don't remember, but it's basically just check in, see how things are going first, re-sync up. Like, how's it going? How have things been? How are you? They're going to reply back, and then you just start a conversation. But, you know, usually I'll ask about what they're doing with their career, their job. How's business going? How's your work going? And that can spark a conversation that leads into what I'm doing, and go from there, you know? So.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you. I mean, there's, you know, the fact that you're using this, the fact that you're using this in multiple ways and being creative with it. I don't want to, honestly, man, I know I actually want to ask you, is there anything on your mind that you want to share? I think this is pure gold. And you opening this up and talking about your thought process. Is there anything else on your mind that's important?
Well, a couple of things. Like, if anyone's in California and they're looking for a broker,
absolutely, yeah.
Work with, if that's all right. We are looking to grow our team, and these kinds of conversations we talk about, like, pretty much almost daily within our community, within our brokerage.
And it's markerrealestate.com, right?
Marker Real Estate. And we're based in California. We have another, basically starting in the Bay Area and kind of down. And then we have another brokerage in Sacramento. So if anyone's thinking about making a switch and want to be working with a team that's, you know, really into technology and systems and processes and creating a sustainable business, and reach out to me. And then another thing is we have a Facebook group called Real Closers that I'd love everybody to join, along with Lab Coat Agent. And that's pretty much it, you know, just
how do they find your Facebook group? Is it just go to Facebook, type Real Closers on the top?
Yep. Go to Facebook, type in Real Closers, and just hit the join button, and we'll add you.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Same with Lab Coat Agents. Those are two of the best groups in the industry, and lots of really great information shared there. And that's how we kind of met, right? We met through the community. And I would just encourage everyone to try to build relationships within the real estate community. And then it's just a really good thing to do. And you end up building friendships, like how you and me are, you know? So it's what it's all about.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. That's really important. I mean, you know, the community that we have and that you have, I mean, we take it for granted, and there's just so much to be learned from each other. And, you know, that's why, you know, we can only take so much credit for the success that anybody's had with our system, because it's really your strategies that make this thing work. And that's what our campaign library is. That, you know, everything that's amazing about our system comes from you and people like you. And you do have your communities, and those are amazing communities. So Real Closers, that's Kevin's Facebook group, private Facebook group, Lab Coat Agents, you know, of course, Tristan is a dear friend of ours. And Kevin, I heard like 10 tangents that we could go on that I want to have you on. It's better if we do it separately, just so you could bring new topics and, you know, we can have organized, but I can see us doing a lot more together. But I want to thank you for being so transparent, you know, for just doing this because you appreciate us and you want to help our community. This is really great. I mean, you're the one who put the work into this, and for you to be comfortable sharing, it just speaks to the kind of person that you are. And, you know, and our community is full of nice people like this. So thank you so much.
Appreciate it. And, you know, one thing I would love, and it's a pleasure to do it. And it's funny, rattle of some technical issues. It took us like a couple of days to actually get this together, which is kind of funny. But I would just ask for any feedback, like just kind of for like my own vulnerability, you know, like give us the feedback. Let us know what some of your takeaways are. I'm sure, you know, Costas would love to know them as well, so we can try to improve and create a better experience for everyone. I know that that's important to you, Costas, and we just want to be able to bring value to everybody. So put in just what's one thing you got out of this that you think was great, that you can apply or that you think is interesting. Share it with Costas, because I'd love to know what it is, and I think it just help improve the experience for everybody. So I just leave with that. And so I want to say thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Kevin.
You got it, man.